want to introduce you to one of those partner agencies that has been instrumental since day one in our ability to be able to house individuals. So the representative that's joining us today is Ms. Laura Chavez from the Supportive Housing Coalition of New Mexico. And as we celebrate our 10th anniversary, they celebrate their 25th anniversary. So with that, I'd like to introduce Laura. And I know we're having some technical difficulties getting her live, but there's a beautiful picture of her. And Laura, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dorothy, and thank you everybody for having me today. I think this is a really exciting topic, and thank you for that video. It was really touching, Dorothy. The part with Jody actually got me emotional, so it's just a really compelling video footage there that speaks to what we're all working towards each day. So thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to recognize this amazing 10-year partnership. And yeah, we're also really excited to announce the 25th anniversary of Supportive Housing Coalition. As part of that history, I wish to also share that my colleague and fellow director, Lori Frappier, is also here in the meeting. Lori has senior tenure in the agency. So if you have any questions or wish to stroll further down memory lane with us, she can also chime in. So speaking of that history, Supportive Housing Coalition of New Mexico was founded in 1996. We were actually founded by a coalition of behavioral health providers who recognized at the time that we really just did not have the housing needed for people with mental health or behavioral health concerns who were also experiencing homelessness. We were actually founded, though, as an affordable housing developer. And to date, we currently own, manage, and also provide services at 7 different apartment communities across 3 counties in New Mexico. Those counties include Bernalillo County, of course, San Miguel County, and also McKinley County. These include mixed income tax credit properties, continuum of care project-based voucher programs, and also HUD 811 programming for people with special needs. We continue to still collaborate with all of our founding partners and have had the opportunity and pleasure to partner with more along the way. In 2005, we actually originally partnered with the city of Albuquerque to start the very first Housing First initiative in Albuquerque under Mayor Marty Chavez. We started with just 68 housing vouchers, and today I'm proud to say that we manage over 350 housing vouchers through various programs across all levels of government. So we're working with the city of Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, the state of New Mexico, including MFA, as well as HUD. As Dorothy mentioned, in 2011, we partnered with Albuquerque Heading Home under Mayor Berry, and we to this day remain the largest permanent supportive housing provider in the city of Albuquerque. So again, my name is Laura Chavez, and at SHC, I am the Director of Community Housing. I currently oversee all 3 of our HUD permanent supportive housing programs. I oversee our Community Connections, Reentry and Reintegration program for those who are exiting incarceration. I oversee all of our City of Albuquerque permanent supportive housing contracts, including the Housing First program that we're discussing here today that we partner on within the Heading Home initiative. We also administer and I oversee linkages, permanent supportive housing in McKinley County, and I oversee all of our tax credit set-asides. Our partnership, our process with Heading Home starts with a referral for the Albuquerque Continuum of Care eligibility, which is via the Albuquerque Coordinated Entry System. Dorothy and I partnered directly to manage the intake between the entities, and then Supportive Housing Coalition completes the onboarding and orientation for new participants. That process includes coordinating case management with our affordable housing, our Albuquerque Heading Home partners, and also the screening for in-house service coordination, and that's based on the HUD self-sufficiency matrix. Service coordination doesn't substitute or replace case management. Rather, it's meant to complement case management in the fact that together we strategize appropriate supplemental supports, if you will. So any other gaps in services or opportunities to partner between our staff and the case management entities. So some examples of that might be that SHC, for example, provides welcome home baskets to our participants. In the last year, we have created and then hand delivered COVID care kits, for example. And we also partner with those same case management entities to determine if any participants are SOAR eligible. And all of the community housing department is SOAR certified and is able to represent SOAR cases for our participants. SOAR is Social Security Outreach and Access Recovery, so that we can expedite processes and applications for Social Security benefits for people that are experiencing homelessness or are at risk for homelessness that also have disabling conditions or co-occurring disorders. So concurrently with the service coordination and the case management partnership, we are then also identifying vacancies, working with landlords and property managers to get vouchers accepted, which is easier said than done. Supportive Housing Coalition manages all of the homeless management information data that a housing administrator is responsible for. And Supportive Housing Coalition also ensures that all of the vacant units, the housing that we're able to identify, meets quality standards. So we perform housing quality inspections and unit approvals. And then Supportive Housing Coalition partners with Heading Home and our other providers to coordinate lease up and move in when our participants have been able to secure a home and have completed the lease. So thereafter, we partner with case conferencing. We're meeting on a regular basis and collaborating in any way we can to identify and address ongoing needs, but also work to support participants' self-directed goals. So around goals that they themselves identify that they wish to achieve. And this can sometimes be around basic needs, but also maybe education or vocational employment, training or opportunity, parenting, some domains such as that. Before I continue, does anybody have any questions or anything at this point? Okay. So Supportive Housing Coalition fosters housing stability, of course, and aims to decrease any returns to homelessness and also to reduce recidivism in the Community Connections program by utilizing a housing retention plan. So we work with all participants to address issues affecting housing, of course, partner with other entities in the community like Heading Home, HopeWorks, HCH, as well as our landlords and property managers in an effort to further the core principles of the Housing First model, and also in line with harm reduction and trauma-informed care. Supportive Housing Coalition does not automatically discharge any participants from our program for lease violations or even evictions. We do our best instead to work through those concerns or issues via our own internal resources, but obviously through this collaboration with our partners, such as a Heading Home, but also we apply a strong application of policy and what regulations allow us to do so that we can kind of get creative with how we can maybe port people, transport them into other opportunities, other programs, or identify other supports and resources that they may be needed to help them with their housing stability and to get more grounded in their situations. While I'm on the topic of landlords, I'm also really excited to share a new program that Supportive Housing Coalition is rolling out in 2021. It's called the Property Partnership Program, and it's specifically aimed at partnering with landlords and property managers out in the community. So yes, there's a piece there around engagement and outreach and trying to get landlords and property managers to work with us, but also to foster a better understanding of housing programs and voucher programs, do a little bit of myth busting, if you will, provide educational opportunities, technical assistance and training for landlords. We're working on, with our resource development department, Lori Frappier and Valerie Chavez, we're working to roll out web-based supports where landlords and property managers can get tools and resources, but to also streamline processes around paperwork and processes like that. So really excited to kind of to explore as a community, with others in the neighborhood, others working around housing, anybody with a vested interest around partnering to ensure that we have some more vacancies out in the community, that landlords and property managers feel confident and have some trust in these programs. So that's kind of exciting to be rolling out an initiative that's centered a little bit more on the property partner piece. And I think with that, I'll just stand for any questions you may have or anything else anybody would like to add.
Yeah, and I think, Laura, you touched on two really important things, and that is one, the relationship that we have with the landlords. Because when I talk about complexities when somebody experiences homelessness, it's really to find the landlord that's just the right fit for that individual, somebody that understands what that person has gone through, somebody who understands that that person maybe has not been housed in many, many years and that they have special needs around that. And then also the other piece really being that coordination piece after we house someone to make sure that that person continues to have the support that they need in order to be successful with their housing. After you've experienced many, many years of homelessness, it's really difficult to get back into a home and know just what to do and know how to work with the landlord. And so to have that piece and say, hey, just because, something went wrong, you're not going to be discharged from the program. So let us help you through that and let us advocate on your behalf. And so I know supportive housing as well as Heading Home and the case managers that are contracted to provide the services. So we all know how to advocate for both sides because we understand that landlords' concerns. So we want to address their concerns because they're valuable to us and they're the most valuable resource that we can have in this whole housing effort. But also for the individual to learn what that looks like, what advocacy looks like, making sure that we balance what the client needs, what the tenant needs, and what the landlord is willing to do. So it's really, really important that we have that piece and people are not just automatically discharged from the program, but they're given that opportunity and we continue to support them. And like I said, making it a successful experience for them. So I think that's